Let me tell you why your discipline sucks.
When's the last time you had a hard conversation with yourself? When you looked in the mirror and you called yourself out?
It's because a little piece of the puzzle that you may or may not have forgotten about, it's called accountability. Being 100% responsible for your actions. As a young adult, let me tell you why taking accountability is just as important as making your disciplined schedule. And an extra 4 tips on how you can practice accountability today. Accountability is a double-edged sword. Now you can mope your way into the gym every day all you want, but without acknowledging that accountability side, you may start to doubt yourself and give credit where credit isn't due. Practicing accountability is like practicing self-awareness. Know that you are the one who chose to get out of bed early. You were the one who chose to have a healthy meal before dessert. Understanding this and even just saying it to yourself builds a whole different level of confidence in yourself, and you won't get discouraged as easily. Be accountable for each day that you did do it, and for the days that you didn't. Picture this. You're about to take a test that you haven't even studied for because your friend begged you to go out all night. Now you're sitting at your desk with a blank stare at a blank piece of paper, just thinking to yourself, why did my friend have to ask me out? If she would have never asked me to go out, I wouldn't be failing this test. Right? Wrong. You have now just put the sole reason why you failed the test on somebody else, and because of what someone made you do. You are the passenger in the car, letting other people drive and control your life. But here's the thing, no one can really make you do anything. The last person to have any decision in what you do is yourself. This is just adulting. It might even sound a little daunting or even adventurous, but you are in control of your life and your decisions. So what happens when you stop taking accountability in relation to your goals? Mental and physical barriers. In your mind, you have already put the mental barrier on what you believe your limitations are. They say the sky is the limit, but what's yours? And don't be fooled, mental barriers are very similar to the physical ones. Is someone in your company holding you to a lower pay than what you want? Or is it your decision to be there in the first place? The consequences. There are consequences for our actions and inactions. Your action has been choosing to stay in a job with a low pay, and the inaction to push yourself outside of work, so maybe you grow a business or you create more sides of income and you get the pay that you deserve. You are choosing the mental action of letting excuses get in the way from you achieving your goals, therefore having the consequence of inactions of pursuing your goals. Let's be real here. It's a lot easier to procrastinate and work on a task that doesn't actually help you get towards your goal. It's so much easier just looking at the 1 or 2 things stopping you and letting them stop you versus the pile of things you actually need to do to change. Change is hard. And sometimes when we're really stubborn, taking accountability is hard. When we don't see any change in 1 or 2 weeks, we easily get discouraged and we tend to give up and revert back to our old habits. But trust me when I say this, taking accountability will make any task much more meaningful and enjoyable to do. You are in control of your life and your decisions, even all the ups and downs. Now, this won't happen overnight, but let me share with you some tips on how you can get over that mountain and start taking accountability. Number 1, it's not too late to fix something. It will never be the perfect time to start. You need to just start. This also comes with forgiveness. You must accept and take accountability for your past actions. Be kind to yourself and know that you are changing for the better. You can act now and ask for forgiveness later, if that's what it takes. Number 2, be honest with your past. Remember that clip I showed in the beginning of the video? Yeah, well, now it's time to sit down with yourself and lay out your life. How were you in the past? When taking accountability, it's hard not to put the blame on other people or other exterior things. Example, I didn't get the test score because my friend wanted to go to a party. Or my friend made me feel embarrassed and stupid for asking that question. Now let's rephrase those. I could have said no to going to the party. Or asking yourself, why would I feel offended by somebody else's comment? Do I have some inner self-confidence issues that I need to be working on? Now, throughout life, there's going to be a lot of moments where we cannot control other people's actions, and they might have deeply affected us. We are humans after all, but it's what you do after that encounter that you can control. Did you seek out help? Or did you take that negative encounter and turn it into something positive and create a teaching and learning moment for yourself and others? Is it helping you to become more compassionate about others? I'm not saying to suppress your feelings, but there is always help out there. And you can choose which type of help you need with trial and error. And in some situations, you need to admit that you were wrong sometimes. Or maybe that you chose the wrong reaction or option. And that's okay, because forgiveness is part of moving on. Number 3, reflect in the present. Now, this is more of a mindfulness practice, but you need to be looking out for the small moments in each day that test your resilience. Notice when you are feeling some resistance doing a task. Those are the golden moments to build self-confidence in yourself and overcome that mental battle. When you feel the resistance, stop for a moment. Acknowledge the feeling of whatever you're feeling, if it's resistance, if it's boredom, and now imagine your dream life. What are the actual steps that you need to be taking right now to achieve that dream life? Is your dream self somebody who would skip over these things, or would they get it done? And use that little bit of motivation to launch yourself at a difficult task. Tip number 4, think of your future. Fear is another useful way you can keep yourself accountable. Just ask yourself these questions. If you slack off and go through life never fulfilling or even starting to chase your dreams, what would your life look like in 3 to 5 years from now? Are you just as unhappy or even worse? How are your relationships with yourself and others? Do you feel confident in yourself? How much more time are you going to waste fulfilling other people's dreams? How many more excuses do you need to make to just say, oh, it was never made for me? On the more positive side, we can ask ourselves some opposite questions. What will your life look like in 3 to 5 years if you do stay consistent with your goals? Will you be more fulfilled? Have more energy and motivation for life? What are the foods you will eat? What are the books you will read? Where are the places that you will go? Who are the ones you are surrounded by? What will the quality time look like between you and others? Now imagine yourself when you succeed. Not if you succeed, but when. Just by imagining, you can already see your confidence start to grow. And use the tool of fear to keep yourself motivated and have that fire always lit below you. Use that to stay accountable. Always be asking yourself these questions daily. Feeling out of control can be exhausting. Trying to control others can take a lot of time and energy that we can be using towards our own challenges and goals. Building accountability is a necessary skill that will let you build self-confidence and get control back of your life. You decide what your limits are. And you can overcome your challenges. You can choose to make good decisions and forgive the bad ones. At the end of the night, you are the only one that can truthfully keep yourself accountable. Remember this, and your self-discipline will follow and continue to grow. If you've made it this far, I deeply want to thank you, and let me know what you guys think in the comments.